Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal. In this video, we're going to talk about today's Nvidia price movement and next week outlook. Next week we have two big events that can impact Nvidia price movement, and they are FOMC Fed rate decision and AI conference. So we will also discuss them in this video. Now, let's get started. Nvidia closed at 878.36 today, 0.12% down. It opened at 869. It made a high 895 and made a low 862. If you take a look daily chart, after opening Nvidia went up and it traded around 890 for some time, and in the last session Nvidia went down. So in my opinion, Nvidia little drop in the last session is probably due to FOMC meeting effect coming up next week. So the whole market was down. Let's take a look. You see Nasdaq 160 points down, S&P 34 points down. So this Nvidia little drop in the end is nothing to do with anything specific to Nvidia. This also tells that there is no strong downward momentum or selling pressure on Nvidia at this point. If you take a look 5-day Nvidia 1.6% up, and 1 month Nvidia 20% up, in 6 months Nvidia 99% up. So same story in last 6 months. You see there is no major correction or drop happened. Whether Nvidia will touch 1000 or not next week, I will try to answer this question at the end of this video. Now let's take a look technical chart. So I'm showing you 20-day 1-hour chart. I have also drawn Fibonacci levels, the blue lines. The lowest point 667 and the highest Nvidia made in 20 days 957. So first level of support was 888.7. Nvidia has already broken that yesterday and day before yesterday probably. And next level of support is 846.5, and today it was not able to break that. So if you remember, I had a buy at 913 and I put a stop loss at 845, and today it did not touch 845. That's a good thing for me. I'm going to keep that stop loss at 845, at least for today. RSI at this point is 51.9. That does not tell much about Nvidia gonna go up or down. So it's neither oversold nor overbought. Now let's take a look MACD. If you see the MACD chart, you see MACD line is still below zero. It's trying to go up, going to touch zero. That's a good thing. After making this bottom, MACD line started to going up. So this means Nvidia trying to get some momentum to go up. Okay, but at this point doesn't have a big momentum. We'll see on Monday. Maybe it can get more momentum to go up. If you take a look other AI stock, you see SoundHound 6% up, AMD 2% up, SMCI 5.4% down, Avago 2.1% down, Nvidia 0.1% down. Okay, so overall you see some AI stocks are up and some are down. They're mixed. Now let's talk about next week outlook. Let's start with FOMC rate cut meeting, historical data, and what can happen next week. I made this table of historical Fed rate starting from 2022. So if you take a look, Fed has not made any changes to the rate since last year, July. Right now it's between 5.25 to 5.5. The midpoint is 5.38. You see this graph? So besides Fed rate, yellow line, I also have plotted CPI data. Fed rate decision mostly depends on the inflation data. Okay, so if you take a look, the green line, the inflation has started going down. The last few months is almost flat, and Fed has not made any changes. See, last few months. If you take a look, Fed rate historical starting from January 2022 started going up, up, and now it's flat. If you dig into the CPI data, I show you this two table. The last 3 months, CPI came higher than expected. So CPI at this point is 3.2 and the core CPI is 3.8. So with this trend of CPI, I do not expect Fed is gonna cut the rate at this point. But their statement is also very important. If they say that they have no plans to cut the rate in Q2, that will not be a good news for the market because market is expecting Fed will start cutting rate from Q2. And also if Fed mentions that in the near future they don't have any plans to cut the rate, and that will also not be a good news for the market. So this means that Nvidia will start dropping next week if that happens. Besides FOMC Fed rate meeting, I do not see any big indicators or data coming next week. We have this Fed rate meeting on Wednesday, March 20th next week. And after that, I don't see any other major data coming. Now, let's talk about the AI conference. We call it GTC Conference as well, coming on next week, starting from Monday. You can also participate in this meeting virtually. That doesn't cost you anything. And that will be a good learning because I made a summary, some very good presentation or topic going to discuss in that meeting. So if I go into the session catalog, they listed all the topics they're going to talk about next week. I made a summary of some interesting topic in this Excel sheet. See this table? So they're going to talk about cars, automotive stuff, how GPUs or AI can help take it to the next level. They're going to talk about healthcare application. They're going to talk about music and songs, resume building, digital humans, robotics, insurance, forex market, drones, and beauty market. If you want, you can take a snapshot of this table and try to focus on these topics if you're going to attend it. And I guess that will be a good learning for you guys. So this conference is going to tell you the huge application and potential of AI and NVIDIA GPUs in coming future. So I'm guessing this can boost NVIDIA shares next week. If I summarize today's discussion, as of this point, NVIDIA does not show any indication for a big drop coming. For next week, two big events coming. So all will depend on these two big events, and that will drive NVIDIA price movement. Okay. So starting next week, we might see some momentum on NVIDIA because of this conference starting. But later this week, since FOMC meeting is coming on Wednesday, so market will try to adjust itself. Okay. Probably Tuesday, you'll see market not moving in any direction or going down or something like that, right? And on Wednesday, after the FOMC call, if their tone is very hawkish and if they do not say anything positive about the rate cut, then you will see market will go down on Thursday and Friday. That's my perception. So the question that Nvidia will touch 1000 or drop to 800 next week will mostly depend on FOMC meeting results and notes. I am expecting FOMC meeting will keep the rate unchanged and will also signal that they're not going to change the rate anytime soon. So this might shake the market a little bit and maybe Nvidia can go down, but I'm not expecting Nvidia will touch 1000 or drop to 800 next week. So guys, this is my opinion. If you agree or disagree to my opinion, please let me know in the comment section so we can discuss. Thank you so much for watching this video. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.